Well, hello, Jamie Bierman with HR Elements. How are you?
Good, Jen. Thanks for having me.
Great. I was really excited to get you on for one of our podcasts to talk about all things HR Elements. I've really appreciated our relationship, and I know that the need for HR consulting continues to grow. I think I saw a statistic that 80% of all companies are using outsourced HR consulting firm for at least one function. And
Yeah.
what I've noticed as well is that so many small businesses don't really have just a set HR person.
Mhm.
It's someone that's holding another role. And hey, by the way, can you help us with HR? And we know HR is a pretty big animal within companies, and there's a lot of compliance around it. But you guys are even doing more than just the basic HR. So I was hoping today you could share more about HR elements and talk about what you guys are doing, the markets you're in, and kind of what you're seeing in the HR world.
Yeah, thanks. I'd love to. So you're right. 80% of companies outsource at least one of their HR functions. And really what that means when we think about business in general, mainly with the smaller mid-sized organization, is that HR is a function that sometimes is assigned to somebody who has a different type of full-time job. So we'll see the function of HR landing with an office manager or a controller or a CFO, where it may not get the attention it needs, which means employees work experience and the company culture could be suffering as a result. So with HR Elements, we like to partner with businesses to be a part of their team. And it could be the soup to nuts HR. So the traditional things that most people think about, like helping with onboarding and compliance, employee relations, and performance management, as well as compensation and benefits. But we also really like to assist clients with their organizational development, or OD, which really lends itself to the employee experience. What's the health of the organization? And that means we're doing things like partnering with businesses of any size to focus on employee engagement surveys. And any organization who's been maybe in the B2C market or
Right.
retail, they're looking at a measurement of success with their net promoter score. Well, a big measurement that we like to use within our employee engagement surveys is the ENPS, the employee net promoter score. So that's how your employees feel about working at the organization. Are they proud to be associated with your business? And that's a really telling and can be a staggering rating for an employer to see.
And I
Um,
think that's so true. I mean, especially on the employee engagement side, that's just become a really big topic now, especially post COVID.
yeah.
And employers really trying to make sure that their employees are happy and engaged. And it's hard, though, internally to do surveys and talk to your people where you're also trying to run a business and everyone's kind of holding their role. So I think the fact that you guys offer that service is huge. Just the whole development side of it as
Mhm.
well.
Yeah, and it's also nice having a neutral third party. As an employer, being able to tell your employees that, not only do we care about your experience and we're going to, invest time and energy into performing a survey, but bringing in a third party because it's neutral and you can be, honest. It's anonymous. There's a trusted source that also really goes a long way in building up the overall quality of the feedback that employers receive on those surveys.
And what are you seeing right now as one of the biggest needs of employer groups as far as the HR function goes? Like, where are you? Are you guys spending your time in one facet, or is it really just all over the board?
So from a seasonality perspective, and obviously you know this,
Yes.
we are spending a lot of time talking with employers about their benefits offerings, because it's so much more than just a list of benefits that employees can enroll in. It talks about, again, how you think about and feel about your employees, what their experience is with your business. And that really leads into performance management right now, gearing up for year end. But also when we think about what we're seeing in just kind of the national workforce, not a day goes by that we're not talking about the massive amounts of open positions.
Right.
Recruiting is a challenge.
Yeah.
So we're talking about, once we get employees to the organization, are they having an impactful and honest onboarding experience that prepares them for the job that they're going to be doing? And how do we keep them engaged and happy? It's that life cycle, right? Employees are usually really gung-ho when they first start at a new business. And then it might be around that 90-day mark. Sometimes it can last until that 120-day mark,
Right.
that they kind of get a little complacent. And if what they expected they're not seeing, it can happen sooner. So keeping that employee experience and keeping them sticky is a big part of what we're doing right now too.
And I've been reading a lot about that as well. And you just mentioned something before. You do have a recruiting function at HR Elements as well.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Yes, we do. So we are not a staffing agency. We recruit for our clients specifically to find a person that obviously has the knowledge, skills, abilities to perform the function. We go out, we find the talent, but we're also looking for fit. So it's having that right person for your business for the long run, not just a body and a job.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's great. And you guys have recently expanded into the Florida market as well, haven't
We
you?
do. Yes.
Great.
Yes.
Okay.
So we're in the Southwest Florida area, serving, Tampa and in the Sarasota areas.
Okay.
It's very exciting for us to have that expansion.
Well, and it's a good market because there's a lot of Cincinnati businesses that tend to have branches, in other states and or spend time down there. And now there's people working remote from wherever, potentially. So that's great that you guys are down there as well. And before we stop the podcast or end the podcast, maybe talk a little bit. I know a lot of companies use different type of assessments, like the DISC assessment, the Enneagram, trying to drive culture. And you guys get involved in that as well, correct? If an employer wants to do some of that, how does that work?
So we have our own, coaching platform that we like to use, and we approach it in a few different ways with our clients. So the first way may be part of that recruiting experience. So we like to offer 2 final candidates an assessment, and that is done through our coaching platform. And we really customize it with the client to make sure that we're looking at the right pieces of assessments for that position. We will also use our coaching platform for coaching engagements. So Jennifer Graft, who leads our organizational development function, is an executive coach. So we will use different assessments throughout a coaching engagement to help people really understand more about themselves, how they function in an organization, and just, skills, personality, communication style, all of those things that we look to assessments for. And then lastly, it's just a great tool for businesses to have. I mean, HR Elements, we drink our own Kool-Aid. So we utilize our coaching platform to really understand and have more effective communication with one another. So within our coaching platform, it includes up to about 16 different assessments. So things like DISC, the Myers-Briggs, success factors, all of those, similar to those, to really understand when and how you function at your best. And it's a really engaged tool where we understand who we're going to be speaking with each day, and it'll give us little tips about how to be more effective and how to be better at our own communication in each of our meetings during the day. So I love it.
That's great. And you mentioned Jen Graft. I know she holds quite a few leadership roundtables and events. And if we put HR Elements website in the link, are the events, the upcoming events on your website for people to check out as well?
Yes. So
Great.
Jen Graft hosts our Leadership Matters.
Right.
Sometimes it's a live meeting, sometimes it's a webcast. It's
Okay.
a quarterly engagement.
Great. Yeah, I've attended some of those and they've been really, really good topics. So we will be sure to include that link in the podcast. So if people want to check it out and attend, or have maybe someone in their company attend, I think that would be great. So I really appreciate your time today. I think it was great just kind of getting the word out about what you guys are doing in the area and in the Florida market. And just based on statistics, it's just, there's definitely a need for it. So we're grateful for our partnership.
Thanks, Jen. Happy to be here today.
See you soon. Okay. Bye, Jamie.
Bye.